Hello, my name is Evan Valle. This is my Project 3 demonstration video for software development of real-time embedded systems for Johns Hopkins University. This is the spring semester of 2025. And here we have my circuit, and for this we have the sensors that we're going to be using are as this LED and this photosensitive transistor right here. So the LED, the transistor should be picking up the LED or absorbing the energy from that and giving somewhat of a current, and then sending that signal down this line right here to pin 2. And then there's some other circuits going on here for the switch to turn the propeller on and off. That just makes it a little bit easier to work with. I'll give kind of a little bit example of that right now. If it wants to agree, now it's on. I have it at kind of low voltage so it doesn't just go crazy. And if I press it again, it should go off. And it's a little finicky. And there we go, now it's off. So if you had watched or read my submission document for this, you know this circuit's got some problems, or the system's got some problems. I think the circuit works. And I'll kind of give an example of that right now. So right now we have it hooked up to pin 3, this photo sensor. So pin 3 should be telling us whether or not, and actually I've been pin 2. Let me move it over to pin 3 real quick and then restart it. Because I was messing around with the 2 pins because I was having problems. So here I have it on pin 3, which should be interrupt 1, where pin 2 is interrupt 0. So the idea would be is every time the voltage fell, or the signal fell, it would trigger a falling interrupt. And here I have that, this is my code, attach interrupt 1 to the function RPM fun, which would count the RPMs, and then it should be falling. So that interrupt should occur every time the signal going from the photosensor to pin 3 falls. It should issue that interrupt. And it's not occurring, and I'll kind of go over why. So here, again, my code, I have the serial monitor going right here, where it has value, and this is just the raw analog sensor value coming from the from pin 3. So for the actual sensor. So I will relaunch this to kind of show what the issue is. So we'll restart it, re-upload it. All right, now we're going, and you see it just kind of slowly drifts down. And if I go back over to the circuit and we kind of block it, the sensor, it's still falling, 274, 270. And now if I remove it, it kind of just keeps going, or levels off at like 258, 260. If I go back over here and I block it again, it's still kind of falling again, but it's not really doing anything. And I move it again. I just moved it, and it's just stuck there. So what I'm going to do is kind of show my problem here. Is I'm going to actually move the circuit over to A0, or move that sensor over to A0. I'm going to cut it right now and do that, and then show you how the circuit works. It's just something's going on with that pin, or I'm reading for that pin incorrectly. So I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. And I see I have this new green wire here, going to where the photosensor output would be, but instead of going to pin 3 over here, it's now going to the analog input A0 on the other side of the board. So if we go over here and look at it, I haven't re-uploaded my new code, so it's still running the same old stuff. But if I go up here, where my mouse is up here, see the sensor pin's on now A0 instead of 3. So if I re-upload that code, back to the serial monitor. All right, now it's reading a different value, this time of 115, and it's constant. And if I put a block in the way, let's see if it decides to change. And it dropped down to 0. And then pull it back out, and now back up to 100. And block it again, back down to 0. So I'm not exactly sure what the issue is with these interruptible pins, why they're kind of reading the wrong value. But that kind of ruined my whole system. But other than that, I mean, the circuit, as you could tell, works when you use the other analog input pins. But for whatever reason, the interruptible pins, it was having problems. So I wasn't necessarily able to complete the project. But everything with the system is complete, except for just that issue reading from those interruptible pins. So that is my demonstration.